a great week. Well, not me. We all do. Sorry.
Just Maggie. She's the
they
only
don't.
one that
Just
hopes you
forget
have a
about
good
them.
week.
It's just me and you. Forget about them. So if you didn't watch last week's video, you can go back and watch it now, or you can like pause this one and like go back and then like go to this one, or however you want to do it. There are options. You're in control. You can do it however you want.
You're in control.
We talked last week about basically when conflict arises, what is the first thing that you do? This week we are talking about...
There's a problem that a lot of us face, and that is, you may be like me, and I would be friends with legitimately anyone I meet. At Walmart, we make eye contact for 2 seconds, and I would be fine to be like, hey, how are you doing?
I'm not that way at all.
Are you doing well?
Nope.
Some of you may be like me, and I'll produce another scenario where you may be like Barrett. But I would be fine just to be everyone's friend and let them have a friend. Obviously, that's not physically possible. I do not have enough time to give my all into every person's life. It's not going to happen, and it's not supposed to happen. Or you can be like Barrett, and you cannot be like that at all.
I'm really curious where this is going right now. Like, you could be like me, and I want everybody to have friends. Or you can be like Barrett.
You could be like Barrett, and maybe not want to be every single person's friend that you meet at Walmart. But you do make very deep connections with people. And people like you, and they're drawn. People are drawn to you, and they want to be friends with you. And it's easy to be friends with a lot of people. You can't give your all into every single relationship. There's simply not enough hours in the day. You won't be able to be productive at all, because believe me, just keeping up with these 2 friends right here takes a lot of time.
But we're
I'm
worth
serious.
it, so it's fine.
But they're worth it. They're worth it. And they're the right friendships, which is what we're going to talk about today. So you can have all of these potential friendships or relationships or whatever, but not everyone is right. And you may be coming up on, like my class right now is graduating, and we may see all of our classmates maybe once more for the rest of our lives. Like, we have to face that. Or maybe you're getting married and you're in a whole new part of your life, or whatever the case may be. You can be facing these situations, and it's important to know which relationships need time and need love, and which relationships need the most time and the most love, and which ones don't. And when it's time to cut relationships off, because there's definitely a time for that.
You know, Abby said it earlier, and I was teasing with her. And I was teasing here, saying that I don't want to be everybody's friend. But the truth is that I've learned this lesson over the course of my life, that not every person that I meet is supposed to be a really close relationship to me. Like, if you're a Christian, our job is to give the love of God to everybody that we meet. But Jesus himself, like, he had different sort of relationships. Like, he had the people that were always with him, he had his disciples, and then he had his 3 that went with him everywhere, you know, Peter, James, and John. And so even Jesus realized that there's different levels of intimacy. There's different levels of relationships that you can go to with other people. And so what's important is to learn who is supposed to be like those core people in your life and who isn't. And it's an important lesson to learn. And you learn that through time, but you also learn it, you can learn it easier by seeking out advice from people who have gone through it before and who can help you kind of spot those different people.
It's really interesting if you ever go on social media or like Pinterest or something for relationship advice, because they're always like, just cut them off, just love them, just forgive them, just, you know, the best relationships. There was a fly that just went by my face. The best relationships have all these issues, and then, well, if there are issues, cut it off.
Not everybody fits under a blanket statement. It's not just always this looks bad, so leave them and don't be friends with them anymore. And it's not always this looks perfect, and so you stick with them. Not everything is that black and white based on worldly advice. You know, the best way truly to figure out if a person should be one of those core people is to go to the Word of God and see what He has to say about it, and then also watch them. You know, people can pretend, and people can act a certain way, but after a long period of time, a person's fruit will end up showing. So if I was just some liar, but I was a really good liar, I may be able to trick Abigail and Marky into believing me for a while, but after a while, they'll be able to see, oh, she lies, like, a lot. And that's what it is. Like, you still love a person in the meantime, but you also watch what sort of fruit do they produce. How do they make me act? How do they make me feel? Like, am I at peace when I'm around them? Do I experience more joy when I'm around them? Is it really difficult to be around them? Like, what's happening while I'm with them? And so the fruit that a person produces is really important to gauge whether they should be in your life.
God has a specific plan for each and every one of us. And everyone in your life is either a part of that plan or they're not. And some people are a part of that plan more than others. Some people are called to be a part of every day of your life, and some people are there just sometimes. If you're like a runner and you're on a marathon, I've noticed when I'm running, when that happened that one time that I was running, the more things that you're doing, the more people that you're talking to, the more energy you're putting out, the more difficult it can get to accomplish the task, to run the race. So you want the people in your life, you want to make sure that they are called to run that race with you, that they're not distracting you from your goal, but they're actually adding to it. They're encouraging you. They're there with you.
There have been lots of people that I've had in my life that are awesome, like they love the Lord and they're great and they're doing great things for Him, but not every person I know is supposed to be in my life on a daily basis. And so it just boils down to, with that, what Marky was saying is, you know, being honest and allowing yourself to see, I think that there needs to be a little bit of distance with this one, or being okay if you don't talk for 12 days, but yet you can pick right back up where you left off. And so it's being secure in the Lord and knowing that He's got good plans for you and He has people for you, but not every person is your person, and that's okay.
Yeah, that list is probably, for some people, that list is probably shorter than you might think. For other people, though, there are other people that, you know, they kind of live like a hermit, and you might need to broaden your list a little bit. But, you know, and part of this is also because we need to make time for our relationship with God. And if we have a trillion friends that we're constantly keeping up with, there won't be a lot of time to actually spend with the Lord.
If you have questions, comment them below or send us a message, because we love hearing from you guys. We really do, and we really want to hear from you guys. So please ask questions, send us message. Just let us know how you're doing in the most non-creeper, stalker way possible. We want to know how you're doing. I would really like to know how you're doing right now. How are you dealing with this quarantine? How are you enjoying these videos? How are your relationships right now? Have you just found out that there's a couple relationships that probably need to be cut out? We're here for you. I'm here for you. They're
I'm
also
here.
here.
I'm here.
We love you. We've enjoyed
you.
having this time with you, and we hope to see you next time. Make sure to share this with your friends and with your family, and yeah, everyone needs to hear this, so make sure to share. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye!